You know what's funny? Horror movies have spent decades convincing us that the most terrifying thing about a chainsaw is the person holding it. Thanks to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, generations of people hear that unmistakable brrrrraaaaap and immediately think, well, somebody's about to have a really bad day. But ask anyone who's repaired chainsaws for a living, and they'll tell you the real horror story usually isn't the chainsaw, it's what gets poured into it. Most chainsaws don't die because they're old. They die because of fuel mistakes. One wrong gas can, one bad fuel mix, or one tank of stale gasoline can turn an expensive professional saw into a very heavy paperweight. And the fastest way to do that has a name. Mechanics call it straight gassing. Have you ever filled your chainsaw using the same gas can you use for your lawn mower? If the answer is yes, you're only one absent-minded afternoon away from destroying a perfectly good engine. The mistake is responsible for killing thousands of perfectly repairable chainsaws every year. It happens when someone grabs a can of regular gasoline, fills the tank, gives the starter cord a pull, and unknowingly sends the engine on a one-way trip to the scrapyard. The reason is simple. A chainsaw isn't built like your lawnmower. Most lawnmowers use 4-stroke engines, which carry their engine oil in a separate crankcase. An oil pump continuously circulates that oil through the crankshaft bearings, connecting rod, camshaft, and other moving components before it drains back into the oil sump to begin the cycle again. Most modern chainsaws, including models from Stihl, Husqvarna, Echo, and Makita, use lightweight, high-performance 2-stroke engines. They're designed this way because a 2-stroke produces an impressive amount of power for its size, making it ideal for a tool that's expected to be carried around all day. The trade-off is that there's no separate oil reservoir, no oil pump, and no pressurized lubrication system. Every moving part inside the engine depends entirely on the thin film of 2-stroke oil that's carried in the fuel itself. As that fuel passes through the crankcase during the scavenging cycle, it lubricates the crankshaft bearings, connecting rod bearing, wrist pin, piston skirt, and cylinder wall before being burned during combustion. Fill the tank with straight gasoline instead of premixed fuel, and that protective oil film disappears instantly. The crankshaft bearings begin running dry almost immediately. Friction skyrockets, temperatures climb in seconds, and the aluminium piston expands faster than the cylinder surrounding it. Before long, the piston starts dragging against the cylinder wall until molten aluminium transfers onto its surface in what's known as a thermal seizure. One moment, the engine is screaming along at over 12,000 revolutions per minute. The next, you hear a sharp metallic screech. Everything locks solid, and the starter rope refuses to move because the piston has effectively welded itself to the cylinder. That's why mechanics call straight gassing one of the fastest ways to destroy a perfectly healthy chainsaw engine. Most modern chainsaws from manufacturers like Stihl, Husqvarna, Echo, Shindaiwa, Makita, and Oregon are designed to run on a 50-to-1 fuel-to-oil mixture, which works out to approximately 2.6 fluid ounces, 76 milliliters, of 2-stroke oil for every US gallon of gasoline, or 20 milliliters per liter of fuel. That specification wasn't pulled out of thin air. It's the result of thousands of hours of durability testing to find the sweet spot between lubrication, combustion efficiency, emissions, and long-term engine life. If you go below that ratio, the engine becomes oil lean, and if you go well above it, the engine becomes oil rich. Neither is doing your chainsaw any favors. For the too little oil, the microscopic oil film we talked about in the last section is the only thing separating the piston rings from the cylinder wall and protecting the crankshaft bearings and connecting rod bearing from metal to metal contact. If you reduce the amount of oil in the mixture, that protective film becomes thinner than the manufacturers ever intended. Friction increases, operating temperatures climb, and critical components begin wearing much faster. The most frustrating part is that both problems can produce similar symptoms like hard starting, poor idling, loss of power, and excessive smoke. That sends plenty of owners chasing the wrong fault. They replace spark plugs, adjust carburetors, or even buy replacement parts. When the real culprit is sitting in the fuel can, they mix themselves. Fortunately, avoiding all of this couldn't be much simpler. Instead of guessing, use a proper mixing bottle, a graduated measuring jug, or the pre-measured 2-stroke oil bottles that are designed to treat exactly 1 gallon of gasoline. Add the oil first, or immediately after filling the can, seal it tightly, and give it a thorough shake so the oil disperses evenly throughout the fuel before you pour it into the saw. Those extra 30 seconds of measuring are a lot cheaper than rebuilding a top end. And even if you mix the fuel perfectly, there's still one ingredient you can't completely control if you're using ordinary pump gasoline: modern ethanol-blended fuel. And that's where our next mistake begins. Here's something that catches a lot of chainsaw owners off guard. You can put your saw away running perfectly in the autumn, touch absolutely nothing over winter, and still come back in spring to find it coughing, surging, refusing to idle, or not starting at all. The engine didn't suddenly develop trust issues. The fuel did. If you've ever wondered why companies like Steel sell Moto Mix, or why Husqvarna pushes its own pre-mix fuel instead of telling customers to fill up at the nearest petrol station, this is one of the biggest reasons. Most pump gasoline today is E10, meaning it contains up to 10% ethanol. Ethanol burns cleanly enough, but it has one annoying characteristic. It attracts moisture from the air. Engineers call it hygroscopic, but all you really need to know is that it behaves like a sponge sitting inside your fuel tank. Leave that fuel sitting for a couple of months, and it can absorb enough moisture for something called phase separation to occur. Instead of remaining one uniform mixture, the heavier blend of water and ethanol settles at the bottom of the tank, while the gasoline stays floating above it. Unfortunately, that's exactly where your fuel pickup is. So the first thing your chainsaw tries to run on after months in storage is often the worst part of the tank. At the same time, the gasoline itself is aging. As the lighter compounds evaporate, the remaining fuel begins forming sticky gum and varnish deposits. That's especially bad news for the Walbro and Zama diaphragm carburetors found on many modern chainsaws, because they're built around tiny metering circuits and flexible diaphragms that don't appreciate stale fuel. It doesn't take much varnish to upset that system. Suddenly, the saw starts easily enough, but stumbles when you squeeze the throttle. It hunts at idle, bogs down in the cut, or feels like it's constantly deciding whether it wants to run or give up altogether. Most people blame the carburetor, and technically, they're not so wrong. But the carburetor is usually the victim, not the culprit. The real problem started months earlier when old fuel was left sitting inside it. The good news is that this mistake is incredibly easy to avoid. If you only use your chainsaw occasionally, ethanol-free premix fuels like Motomix or True Fuel stay stable far longer than ordinary pump gasoline. If you're mixing your own fuel, only prepare what you'll use within the next month or so, and add a quality fuel stabilizer if the saw is going into storage. Fresh fuel is a lot cheaper than rebuilding a carburetor. And speaking of things that quietly rob your chainsaw of performance, the next mistake hides somewhere most owners never think to look. It's inside the muffler, and when it clogs up, your chainsaw can lose half its cutting power without ever sounding seriously broken. Have you ever had a chainsaw that starts on the first pull, idles beautifully, and sounds perfectly healthy until the moment the chain touches wood? Sometimes the culprit is inside the muffler. Tucked behind a small cover on many modern chainsaws is a fine piece of stainless steel mesh called the spark arrestor screen. It isn't there to make the engine run better. Its real job is safety. As hot exhaust gases leave the cylinder, That screen traps burning carbon particles before they can shoot out of the exhaust and start a grass or forest fire. In many areas, including public forests in North America, a functioning spark arrestor isn't just recommended, it's a requirement. Every time a two-stroke engine burns fuel, tiny amounts of carbon are produced. That's perfectly normal. But old fuel, cheap two-stroke oil, an overly rich fuel mixture, or hours of idling can dramatically increase those carbon deposits. Instead of leaving through the exhaust, they begin baking onto the wire mesh one microscopic layer at a time. You won't notice it at first. Then one day, the engine starts feeling lazy under load. That's because your chainsaw now has an exhaust restriction. A two-stroke engine depends on efficiently clearing burnt gases from the cylinder before drawing in a fresh fuel-air charge, a process engineers call scavenging. When the spark arrestor becomes clogged, exhaust back pressure increases, making that scavenging process less effective. Fresh mixture can't enter the cylinder as efficiently, combustion suffers, and the engine loses the crisp throttle response it was designed to have. It's the mechanical equivalent of asking an Olympic sprinter to breathe through a coffee stirrer. The engine still runs, obviously the problem is it just can't breathe properly. However, fixing it is one of the easiest maintenance jobs on the entire saw. Once the engine has cooled completely, remove the muffler cover according to your manufacturer's instructions and inspect the spark arrestor screen. If it's coated in carbon, clean it with a wire brush or replace it if it's damaged. Some technicians also burn off stubborn carbon with a propane torch. But always follow the manufacturer's recommendations because excessive heat can damage the screen. 5 minutes of maintenance can make a chainsaw feel brand new again. And while we're talking about parts that quietly deteriorate while the saw is sitting still, the final mistake isn't hidden in the exhaust at all. It's hidden inside the carburetor, where old fuel slowly turns flexible rubber components into brittle, fuel-starved failures. Here's one final mistake that catches plenty of chainsaw owners by surprise. You finish cutting firewood for the weekend, toss the saw back on the shelf with half a tank of fuel, and tell yourself you'll deal with it next time. The problem is, next time might be 3 months away, and your carburetor has to sit in that aging fuel the entire time. Unlike many lawn mowers, most modern chainsaws use a diaphragm carburetor, often built by manufacturers like Walbro or Zama. Instead of relying on a float bowl, these carburetors use a flexible fuel pump diaphragm and a metering diaphragm to draw fuel from the tank and deliver precisely the right amount to the engine, even when the saw is being held sideways or upside down. It's a brilliant design, but it's also one that hates stale fuel. As old gasoline evaporates, it leaves behind sticky varnish deposits that can coat the tiny metering needle and internal passages. At the same time, the diaphragm itself can stiffen and lose the flexibility it needs to pump fuel properly. Once that happens, the carburetor can't meter fuel consistently, and the engine starts behaving like it has a mind of its own. Sometimes the primer bulb feels hard or cracked, or fuel begins leaking from the carburetor because the internal needle valve can no longer seal properly. Most people assume the carburetor has simply worn out. In reality, it was often parked with old fuel inside and never had a chance. Fortunately, preventing this is almost effortless. If your chainsaw is going into storage for more than a month, empty the fuel tank, start the engine, and let it idle until it shuts off on its own. That allows the carburetor to run dry, leaving far less fuel behind to evaporate and form varnish. If you prefer storing it with fuel, use a quality stabilized premix that's designed for long-term storage instead of untreated pump gasoline. A few extra minutes before putting the saw away can save you from buying a carburetor rebuild kit or an entirely new carburetor the next time you need it. Because the truth is, chainsaws aren't fragile machines. They're incredibly tough, but they're also incredibly precise. Give them the right fuel, the right oil, and just a little routine maintenance, and they'll happily spend years chewing through logs instead of chewing through your wallet. If you found at least one mistake you've been making, hit subscribe, because the next expensive tool you save might be sitting in your garage right now.